Florida, Brad. Buenos Wednesday, Todd. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a little bit either. Joan, hello. Amy, greetings to Detroit. Flavia, hello, hello, hello. Pick, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Zoom meeting didn't happen. Glad to have you here. So Clinton, who is the designer of the Cameleers logo and also the Don't Give Up logo. I need to get in touch with you, Clinton, because I was talking to my website guy today, my friend, my website guy, everybody, it's all friendy helper. But my friendy helper, Kimball Packard, is going to get me sorted out. We're going to have the t-shirt. My goal is to get the t-shirts up for sale or for pre-order on the website November 1st, and then we'll try and have people pre-order and pay during November, and then we'll mail them out beginning of December, if that works for you, Clinton, and I'll talk to you about that later. So that's what I'm thinking. Where's Belinda? I know you'd like to know that. Darren says, as a camel beareth labor and heat and hunger and thirst through deserts of sand and fainteth not, so the fortitude of a man shall sustain him through all perils. How about that? I'm not sure, but I think that's camels are pretty awesome. Let's be like camels. Knock knock, who's there? No pants, keys. So consistently you every day. Ed just saying hello to say to goodbye. You need to go to Trader Joe's before the evening crush starts. Yeah, well, you better get your Trader Joe's in before tomorrow's debates. It is tomorrow, isn't it? So Belinda, as you may have been wondering, is not here today because she's been working on her show, her environmental show, which you can watch her interview with Mark Ruffalo on her YouTube, Belinda Weymouth YouTube. And so she's going to be devoting a lot of time to that right now. So I think maybe she'll pop in today, and she's basically said she's for sure on Friday, and tomorrow is probably not, but possibly. And then next week, I'll have to get back to you on next week, but I'm pretty sure Monday's show, Motivational Monday, is a go for me. And then Tuesday and Wednesday are probably not, and next Thursday is a probably yes, and Friday is a for shizzy next week. So that's where we're at. Shopping has gone from fun to not so fun, Darren. Yeah, I can't really tell where my shopping is. I can't really tell where my shopping is. I was shopping for Ford Transit vans. It's too bad Ed is off to the Trader Joe's. Okay, t-shirts, please, just a few, large, tall, available upon request. Thanks for considering this. Yes, Ed, the plan with the t-shirts is to do them pre-order so that everybody can specify the size that they want, and since they're pre-ordered and prepaid, then Clinton will go out and get the exact sizes that we need, and so we'll be able to accommodate, hopefully, everybody's sizes and preferences. Not color preferences. This is going to be the Cameleer t-shirt, and the Don't Give Up t-shirt is going to be black, but the other preferences, yes. So, right. Yes, so I'm looking at the transit van, and so you can go to the Ford website. Of course, you can go to everybody's website and say, I want this with this and that and the other thing. And so I didn't add any windows to the cargo van. All I got was all-wheel drive and the EcoBoost V6 engine, and I was at $48,000 for the van alone. So, so we'll have to see where we're at. And then now I've measured it out in our yard where I would park it. I've measured it out and put a tape measure up for how tall it is. And when Lady Jerry sees that, there may be a rethinking of the van and going back to the tow behind camper idea, but we'll see. We'll see how we do. Yes, Carol, Mark Ruffalo is such a nice, sincere guy. I've seen the whole interview a couple of times with Belinda while she was editing it. He's so great, and they know each other. Belinda and Mark Ruffalo know each other from before they were both successful, when they were just young actors together. So love to help other people spend their money. Transit vans, here we come. Okay, Ed. Yeah, thank you, brother. Keep an eye out for some used transit vans. Maybe I can drive up to San Francisco this Saturday, and when I drive back on Thursday, I'll just tow the rental car behind the transit van. I suppose I can just return the rental car, can't I? They allow that. Um, People want the t-shirts, good. So we're going to get that going. Rich DeChooch, it is Wednesday. It is not safe to give up. Don't give up. I mean, don't give up on the big life. Don't give up on everything. But if you want to give up on some little things, I think we're all kind of considering right now what little things we're going to give up. Yes, Clinton, there is a Bay Area trip. I'm going to come up to do another corporate gig, so I'll be right downtown. Let's touch base, you and I, later. And if you want, we can get together for coffee, possibly. Lift kit, monster, mutter tires. Carol, I like the way you're thinking. Check your HOA to make sure you're allowed to park the van on my property. Keys, well, yeah, it's unseen from the street, and so I think it's probably is not a problem. And we don't have a homeowners association. It's just Santa Monica. I'm pretty sure there's 2 vans with people living in them parked in front of my house in the street right now. I know there's one out there right now, and I think there's been 2 lately. Oh, look in Elkhart, Indiana. Yeah, the problem with you buying vehicles, Ed, in Indiana or out of California is the emission thing, bringing them in. You can't get, if they're used vehicles, it's easier than if they're new, but it still is a little tricky. Yeah, Joan, I bet you're sick of the campaign ads, so you're ready for the election. I just filled out my ballot today. I'm going to drive it to the box, the real box, tomorrow, and then I will have. Well, I mean, technically, I have already voted. I've got it in the thing. I just have to take it to the voting place, box where they take you take it to the box, and they take the box to the place, and then they count it with the thing. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. Darren, yes, I could always park the van down by the river. That's why I'm getting the van, Darren, so I can live in it down by the river with my beautiful bride, Lady Jerry. I could just, you can see just a peek at Elkhart on Jeff Goldblum's show on Disney, the episode on RVs. Interesting. I didn't know Jeff Goldblum. Why does Jeff Goldblum keep getting shows? I don't have anything about that here in my orange. This is the new orange notebook, because the old Chinatown notebook that I started at the beginning of the pandemic, or that I recommitted to, is full now. So I've written down some camel facts for today. Fear in dealing with large animals is natural. And so do you know what the number 1 piece of advice in dealing with camels is? This is from Russ and Tara at the Camel whatever podcast, the Camel Experience podcast, is chillax. Number one rule of camel in dealing with camels is chillax. I think that's good number 1 rule in dealing with everybody right now. Chillax. Nobody likes to be told to chillax or relax or take it down and calm down. Nobody likes to hear that, but you can do that to yourself. Carol's asking where the Jerry thing came from. Well, that's a little tricky. Jeff Goldblum has a pro-Biden commercial. Saw it on Facebook today. Well, who doesn't have a Facebook today on commercial? I thought they weren't having. I thought they weren't having political ads on Facebook, but maybe I'm wrong about that. So Belinda and I call each other Jerry. We each call each other the same name. When we first got married, we called each other Fatty for about, 10 years. And then we switched to Jerry about 10 years ago, or I guess 8 years ago, after Team America. Because they called each other Gary in there. So we'd watched Inglourious Bastards, so the Jerrys, the Germans, and then Gary. Oh, Gary, that's the name of the main guy in Team America. And so Gary got switched to Jerry. I can't explain how everything happens in our marriage, but that's how that happened. So we both call each other Jerry. So fear in camels is natural. You got to learn to chillax. Camels sense and walk away if you're antsy. And I think that's some other good advice that we could take. So if the camel can tell that you're coming in and you've got a lot of your day's business going in your head and you're freaked out and you're going to just charge in there to deal with the camel's no thank you on your bullshit from today. Your baggage, whatever you got to it, camel's like, no, and they walk away. So camels get a bad rap for being recalcitrant and spitty, but they do, as we've discussed here before on Cameleers Hump Day, a lot of the naughty things that camels do is because they're afraid. And so if they can tell that you're anxious or antsy, the camels just walk away. I thought that was an interesting thing that I learned from today's Cameleer podcast. This is the one that came out on Monday, BTW. So when you're coming in to deal with camels, Russ's advice was kind of stop, let yourself chillax, calm down, get ready for this interaction with the other person. And that works for camels. And I have to say, you want to let your anxiety dissipate. And if you sense that the camel is anxious, what you should do is wait till the camel calms down, because as Tara was saying, camels are self-calming, so they can chill themselves out. So you need to let them have a chance to chill out, and you need to chill yourself out before you go to interact with camels. And this is also very effective in my experience with children. I thought a lot of time the camel doesn't have a stiff drink waiting for you. No, camels, they don't do that. Darren says camels are wonderful animals, but they have no empathy. That's actually something that Russ and Tara disagree with. They think camels are very empathetic, to the point where they pick up on what you're doing and they do it back to you. Or if what you're doing makes them anxious, they're very honest about that. It's just that we misinterpret what they're doing. Flavia says it's true. Most animals, I think they can smell fear and they can smell negative emotions. Yeah, I think that's right. I think people can tend to do that too. So anyway, with our daughter, when she needs us, and especially now that she's a teenager, when she's into talking to us or interacting with us or telling us a story about what's going on with her, we really have to pause and disconnect from what we're doing and engage 100% with her. I mean, this is freaking, that's what we all should be doing with each other all the time, is pausing everything else and engaging with each other, not multitasking, that picking up the phone all the time and checking the phone. I'm guilty of that a little bit when I'm expecting something in the middle of doing something else and I got to look to see if the thing is happening. But as best as possible, the advice with camels is to just chill out and tune in with them. And so I think that's what I'm doing as a dad, as much as I can. Oh, I see that Jen's not here today, so that's a bit sad for me and for all of us, but she must be consulting. Let's check the Snark Handbook. What did we do last time? We did this work one. I'm gonna, I highly recommend this pen. Our daughter Fanula got these pens for school. She really wanted this Pilot Frixion, Frixion, and it's an erasable pen, 0.7 millimeter width line. But this thing, I'm loving writing with this pen. Made it. Work is with the end of the month coming up. Don, yes, I hear you. Work is I remember when work was for me, but now work is, where's work? Although I am getting ready to go up to the Bay Area for a little bit of work. To err is human. To blame somebody else shows good management skills. That's a little work related snark for you. Don, and it's my pleasure to provide that for all of us. Let's see, do I have a children's snark in here? Maybe I didn't. The children ones weren't so good. What do I have? I can't believe that out of 10,000 sperm, you were the quickest. That's Stephen Pearl actually said that. He's a comic from the Bay Area that I started out with that, he was so powerfully funny and still is so powerfully funny. Stephen Pearl made it into the Book of Snark. I don't think that I'm in here, but there are quite a few, or there's several Bay Area comedians who made it in here. I can't believe that out of 10,000 sperm, you were the quickest. Stephen used to say that to hecklers. Somebody's talking, but can't believe out of 10,000 sperm, you were the quickest. Yeah, well, you had to be there. Maybe not. What else have I got here? I don't think we need any more snark for today. That's a good amount of snark for today. I could throw in a little bit of trivia. Keys likes to blame somebody else when he airs up in the air. Todd says our daughters are the same age, and frankly, it's exciting when she wants to chat with us these days. And we're nice. Yeah, that's how Belinda, Lady Jerry, and I feel. We're nice. I can't believe our daughter doesn't want to engage with us because we're nice. What are you saying there, Darren? You're saying, true, we're all caught up in our little world. I need to change that. I'm easily distracted. Yeah, we're all easily distracted. And I find that it's very hard to engage 100%. I mean, I shouldn't say very hard. It's very easy your default mode is to be distracted. So you really have to be deliberate about engaging. Carol says camels have very big tongues and are gross when you feed them. One stuck its whole head in my Subaru trying to find things to eat at one of those drive-through safari things. Well, that sounds a bit scary. I bet they don't smell so great either. The camel breath, it doesn't, I mean, just when I say that out loud to myself, camel breath, I don't feel like it. If I said, hey, do you want to smell this? It smells like camel breath. I think everybody's no thank you on that. Rachel's saying, just curious, how do you take your coffee? Well, this coffee is cold. I've been on the cold brew now for a few years, since I first had it down in New Orleans when I was there for Jazz Fest. And a friend of mine who lives down there was making her cold brew. I had to look up how to do it. It was a new thing. It wasn't stuff that you were getting at coffee shops and everything. Of course, we'd all had iced coffee. But cold brew, you actually you scoop the ground coffee into a container. I use a 1.5 liter thing, and I put in about 5 golf ball size scoops in there of ground coffee. Shake it up, 1.5 liters. Let it sit in the fridge overnight. You have to shake it up sometime in the middle, after it's been in the fridge for an hour, because when you first shake it up, all the grounds float to the top. But then once the water's cold, you give it a shake again, the grounds all settle out to the bottom. By the next morning, you've got some pretty delicious cold brew coffee, and it's a lot easier on my stomach than the hot coffee. So the cold brew I like with some milk in it, but when I'm drinking hot coffee, I like that black. I switched to black when I was on tour with Russell Peters, because we were staying in these fancy hotels where they had really great coffee makers, and they didn't have any milk in the room. So you could have great coffee, but crappy creamer. So I switched to drinking it black. Thanks for asking. And guess what? Guess who's here? Surprise! It's
hello,
Lady Jerry.
Hello.
In.
How's it going?
Would you like me to get you a seat?
No, I'm just going to stop in very quickly. I've got my ballot here.
Your sample ballot. So
yeah,
did I give you the sample ballot?
I'm supposed to be being an expert on the Santa Monica Community College District members. There are only 4. Vote for no more than 3.
Here's my sample ballot.
Okay. I'm going to need you to tell me exactly what's good and not good about them, because I'm going to a round table, and that's the area of expertise that I've been
Well, you can see who
given.
I voted for, and then also I went a lot when I needed guidance and I didn't already have an opinion. I went by the Santa Monica Democratic Club's recommendations. So
Right.
that's that.
Yes, and that addressed to me, but I probably kept one for you and one for me,
Well,
or
who
one
knows?
for both of us.
And then
There's a lot. We're voting for a lot of things, but you know what the most important vote is, don't you,
yes.
everybody?
And then
The planet. Vote for the planet.
This is Arthy's document, which I've filled in with the proposition votes, but those are documented in there as well. But this gives you her preferences also.
Oh my God!
If you want to see that.
Okay, I wanted to put a mouth off on.
And then this is the lists and what all the propositions are here. If you want to, they send you this magazine, and this is not. There's 0 pictures of celebrities in here. So
there's no gossip.
It's
There's
really
no
rough going
scandal.
on. Here, let's go again. Let's take a look, just for example. Random rebuttal to the argument against Proposition 17. Proposition 17 will simply restore a citizen's right to vote upon completion of their prison term, aligning California with 19 other states that have already done the same thing. And I did vote for that. I said, after you've served your term, you should be allowed to vote.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I
that's
can't
Jake and
even
I.
believe that these politicians are making us vote on that. That's a no-brainer.
that they should have given us. Is this,
but,
is this
you can
to
have-
add to my...
Well, if you
Didn't
want...
you just give me that? Isn't that it?
That's just the ballot, and this is the description and arguments for all the propositions.
No, I
but
think...
why don't we go over that? If you have any questions,
Oh,
why
yeah,
don't you get back
I'm
to
going to
me?
have a vote. I'll have a tutorial later. Okay, great. That sounds great. And then the great thing about the 4 people who I've got to be the expert on is you choose 3. So there's only one who's not in there. So I'll see what you've done, and then I'll,
Carol says,
I'm going to make up some shit, actually. I'm just going to say, well, he really loves cats and super kind to his granny, and he should totally be on the Santa Monica Community College board. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Carol suggests just pick the Italian person.
Oh, you can actually
Clinton
see the
says,
holes in
what
my
about
jeans.
the dialysis?
Yeah.
I don't think you need a doctor present for dialysis, so I voted whatever way that you vote on that. That's what I did.
Okay, Keys, the Otter had such a way with my jeans. They had such enormous holes in them. And it's not that I'm a prude, but I eventually was like, you know what? I don't need this much air blowing into my jeans. And so I took some old jeans and then I made patches to put inside the sexy holes that were in my jeans, because I was like, I don't want to be cold in my jeans with the holes in. So
No, thank God you're not cold in your
and
jeans.
I don't have to be that hip. I mean,
you're so hot in your jeans, Jerry.
No, I mean, it's hot when you've got the holes in your jeans and
Jerry,
people can see your thighs.
I know.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Yeah, okay, you do get it.
Yeah.
Oh, well
I
done.
do get it.
Well done, Jerry. I want to give you a little pat. Well done.
Well, I want to give you a little pat. Thank
Okay.
you for coming in today, because
Great.
I think people were a little bit concerned that I'd murdered you.
No, not quite. No, I've got to really concentrate on selling my TV show, and so I'm not gonna be here as often as I have been, but I will be popping in to say hi. And right now I've got to go and do some more of my research and emails. But I will be in and out. I'll just be I'll be guesting more.
Right. Right.
Okay.
You're
And this
guessing it, I was just thinking,
T-shirt was made for me by Fanula, which was very
that's
sweet.
tie-dye.
And it's
Well, you
tie-dye.
cut the sleeves off.
Oh yeah, I did because I don't like sleeves, so I cut the sleeves off, and then it's got a lot of dye in it, so you can't wash it with fucking anything, because then everything you own that's white will be slightly turquoise. Oh,
Thanks for coming
oh
in.
my
You
God.
gotta answer
Okay,
the
yeah, I've
phone?
got to answer
All
the
right.
phone. Okay, love you
Thanks
guys.
for dropping off the
Bye.
F-bomb.
Oh,
I love you. Bye. Wasn't that exciting, everyone? I didn't think we were going to get a drop-in guest thing. This is like the old Tonight Show when friggin' Don Rickles would drop in. So what was I going to do? I'm just so excited that Lady Jerry stopped in. Oh, where am I on the... Oh, I think I've already read this one. My bookkeeping of Triviata is not so great. So Richard Chuch, I noticed that you were saying that you make the cold brew and then you heat it up and it's milder that way. I do think that is my experience as well. Ouija, my whole grade school sports career was based on not picking the Italian. That hurts. I feel for you. Darren says we look quite hip. Very cool. Yeah, we're pretty hip for some older Americans. I'm a senior citizen. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm a senior citizen. Oh, God. Anyway, I'm so glad I didn't murder Belinda also, Scott. As a married man yourself, you do realize that it occurs to a person. Yes, Lady Jerry citing exactly, Rachel. Very exciting to cite Lady Jerry. Carol says, I watched them make those pre-holed jeans. It's so funny. Take perfectly good jeans and then put them on a mini ironing board and rub the hell out of them with sandpaper. Yeah, Carol, I've seen some jeans where they're pre-worn in and they've got holes in the exact same places. So they've created a machine that rubs the holes or drills the holes. Or then they had these jeans that were popular for a little while that I called pickle factory jeans, where they would have these kind of weird yellowish discolorations, and it looked like you worked in some kind of horrible factory where you're spilling things that are burning holes in your clothes and discoloring them in weird ways. Oh my God. Rich DeChuch or Merv Griffin. Yes, remember Merv used to have the drop-ins. Key says the Welsh never get picked. Well, I believe you, I guess. I don't know much about the Welsh. So today's seize the day, and I know it's a little bit early, but let's face it. Shall we wrap up a little bit early, Mr. Predicto, or shall we gut it out for another 5 minutes? Wrap up early, Mr. Predicto. Shall we wrap up early?
Now is not the right time to tell you.
Oh, now's not the right time to tell me. Well, that means I got to wait a little bit. So I guess that's the same as going a little longer. Ed's back. Yeah, the line at Trader Joe's was too long. Well, there's never a line to get into the daily briefing. How about that? Who's the funniest person alive? That's the question that I just got out of the question box. Who's the funniest person alive? Well, I don't know all the people, so I don't know who the funniest person alive is. I'll tell you, I've got this friend, Dana Gould, who used to write for The Simpsons, and he always makes me laugh hard when I see him. He's back. He was back doing stand-up before the Varinus. So Dana Gould, very, very funny. Dana makes me laugh so hard. And also Dana Carvey, the Danas. Dana Carvey, man, he kills me. So those two guys, I'd buy a ticket to go see them. And of course, I'm funny from time to time. Uma, when my mom was visiting the U.S. back in the 90s and saw a pair of jeans with holes in them selling for $70, she said, "Wait till I go back and tell my mom about this." Yeah. I think that's everybody's mom, Uma. You don't have to go back to another country. My mom would come out from Iowa and go, "Look, what the hell is going on?" What did you say there, Ed? Jeff Goldblum's show did an episode on blue jeans too. Man, Jeff Goldblum, he's been everywhere I am. Bastard, Mr. Predicto is definitely Italian. Yeah, probably Keys. Who are your favorite comedians? Well, I did just answer that a little bit. I have, God, Baron von Black is really funny. I think Baron Vaughn, that's his handle on Twitter or something, Baron von Black. Baron Vaughn is very funny. God, I just saw him again. Ed says, love David Gould, Bobcat with Bobcat. Yeah, they're both Boston guys. Did I ever do Alex Bennett's show, Ouija? Yes, I did do Alex Bennett's show. I used to do it when it was on Live 105, and then I did it, he was on Sirius for a few years there, and I did that. Jen, oops, you did it again. You're here. Opinion on Norm Macdonald, or no comment? Oh, Norm Macdonald, solidly funny guy. I think he's so dry and a little bit weird sometimes that people don't understand that he's joking. Which is, I don't mean that as a backhanded compliment. I mean that as a forehanded compliment. Norm Macdonald, yes, I'm a fan. Carol thinks Conan is funny. I think Conan is funny also. Laura says she was going to go see Dana Gould and Bobcat in Atlanta, but that's when he got in the car accident. Oh, so weird. And the roads were blocked, and here in the news. God. They got in a car accident. I didn't know about that. Dana is arranging an SF Sketchfest show on October 29th that is doing a reading of Plan 9 from Outer Space. Yeah, well, that'll be a fun one. October 29th, that's next week. Gary Goldman, yes, I like Gary Goldman. Gary's just had his 50th birthday and asked me to send him my thoughts on turning 50. I did that. A lot of people are liking Norm. Him almost crying on Letterman's last show was touching. Clinton, yes, you're right. Well, I almost cried on my last appearance on David Letterman as well. All right. Here we go. It's time for Seize the Day. Oh, God, Ed, I know this isn't quite what you're looking at. Here's Elkhart Country example. Okay, I'll take a look at that thing, Ed, but that's a little bit more than I think I'm ready for. Oh, it's a 2005. Maybe I could afford it. Uma, Mitch Hedberg. Yes, we've already talked about Mitch Hedberg. Whatever happened to Dennis Miller? Rich DeChooch. You need to get in touch with Dr. Google because he can help you. Dennis Miller is a conservative talk show host. He's gone over to the whatever side you describe that as. Letterman is one of the funniest guys out there, Carol. I think that's right. Pick funniest thing alive, Jake. Funniest no longer alive, Mitch Hedberg. Well, Pick, that is some dark type jokey humor, and I like it on a hump day. So let's get into our Seize the Day today is from Milton Berle and slightly applicable to what we're talking about. Milton Berle says there's a difference between being a comic and a comedian. A comic is a guy who says funny things, and a comedian is a guy who says things funny. And he has a style and a point of view that will last much longer. So a comic is a guy who says funny things, and a comedian is a guy who says things funny, and he has a style and a point of view that will last much longer. Milton Berle. And then Rachel has written in, "You are a true comedian." And thank you, Rachel, for that. And I don't really know about the distinction between a comic and a comedian, but I'm not certainly going to get an argument with Milton Berle. Very successful and famous comedian, and also at this point dead. And on a side note, the rumor has it that he had a giant man thing. So there you go. Ed says he always loved it. Letterman loved me so much. Yeah, I loved that also. Rich, the first time you saw me was on Letterman. I think that was how a lot of people saw me the first time, so that was great. Sorry you had to miss Obama's address. He's always electrifying. You were up against some heavy competition. Yeah, Michael, well, I didn't realize Obama was giving an address, but I'm going to check that out now. What kind of a daily briefing is it when I don't even know what's going on? Well, it's the kind of daily briefing that we're all up for every day. So we'll see you all tomorrow on Thursday. I'll be here. I hope you'll be here. As I say, the t-shirts, hopefully we're going to have those up on the website for pre-order November 1st. That's the goal. So we'll see. You guys are nice. I love you. I think about you when you're not around. And I'll see you tomorrow. Don't give up.